Well, last week on this programme, I spoke about the excessive abundance of Oxford graduates in the top ranks of our politicians. Let's have a little recap. 2 of the 55 Prime Ministers of the United Kingdom have gone to just 2 universities, Oxford and Cambridge, you guessed it. Now, I'm sure you knew it was pretty high, but that's very high. That's there 75%. Over half of Prime Ministers we've had were educated at just one of those universities, Oxford. In fact, one single college of the 45 colleges that make up the University of Oxford has produced a quarter, 1 in 4, of all Prime Ministers. Well, as I said then, I have absolutely nothing against clever kids being sent off to Oxford. I want to make that clear, or Cambridge, in fact. I intend to do the same with my kids, actually, unapologetically. In fact, I consider myself a ruthless, or merciless, if you will, defender of meritocracy. Because if you accept that the most intelligent people do deserve to go to the top schools and universities, and I do, then you must also accept that those same people will go on to dominate the top professions in every field. People who have a high IQ are more intellectually sophisticated, more adept at understanding and processing complex information, and more competitive. Those people will acquire more power in a capitalist marketplace. Like it or not, them's the rules. I'm okay with those rules, actually, because while I'm not a communist and I don't think equality of outcome is either desirable nor achievable. But here's my caveat. In the one profession that is solely based on being a representative of the people, surely those rules don't quite work. If the very raison d'etre of a constituency MP is to represent his or her people, what good is a degree certificate from Oxford or Cambridge? I mean, great, you can recite Greek poetry and critique Roman philosophy. Yes, you know all the tips and tricks to fit right into a room full of boarding school educated bankers. But can you make a tenner stretch to the end of the week with 3 mouths to feed? Have you ever seen an empty fridge in your life? Do you even know how much a loaf of bread is, mate? Why am I bringing this up again? Well, a new report by think tank, the Institute for Public Policy Research, has found that only about 1% of Conservative Party MPs came from a working class background. 1%. That's equivalent to just 3 Tory MPs out of the current lot. And Labour is better, but not too much better. In fact, according to this new research, the proportion of Labour MPs from working class backgrounds has more than halved since the mid-1980s. Just 7% now of all our MPs in our parliament are deemed working class, according to these figures. That's compared to 34% of working-age adults who are working class. In other words, if our parliament was to be representative of the country in terms of class, the number of working class MPs, in theory, would need to increase 5-fold. Look, we bang on about increasing diversity. It's diversity this, inclusion that. And fine, great, over a third of MPs are now women, an all-time high. 10% of MPs are ethnic minority. Fantastic. Have a star sticker. Give yourself a pat on the back. But what's the point of having someone who looks like you on the outside if they are otherwise completely alien? At a time when Britain is breaking before our eyes, when our politics is so out of touch, I don't care what those in power look like. Look, the place I call home, the neighbourhood I live in, is in the top 20% of the most deprived neighbourhoods in the UK. Now, I'm lucky enough to be one of the few in my hometown who are not struggling, but too many people I know are. And this is the same story all over the country. How many MPs truly understand or relate to the plight of the people they represent? Look, I don't know about you, but I would gladly take a working class MP any day for my constituency, no matter what the sex is, no matter what the colour is.